G'day guys, here we are for the preview for Saturday. Winx comes back tomorrow, yeah, hey, on Saturday, whatever the day it is in August. G'day guys, Marcus.
G'day Glenn.
What up?
She didn't turn up at the awards last night, did she?
I watched a bit of the awards last night, honestly. Yeah, it's a tough gig to watch.
What about all the advertising that's been going out? Come out, have cheap beer, $5 supposedly, cheap food now, price reduction, free flags, free Winx flags, and come out and cheer Winx on. What about come out and have a bet? Was that ever mentioned in any of the ads?
No, we don't.
Well, we've got like an 8-race program now tomorrow. Like, she has just become the greatest bore in racing. She's tremendous, best horse I've ever seen. Don't want to see her ever again. You know, cross my fingers, tomorrow's her last ever start. Hate her. Well, can't stand her. Can't stand the fact that 12.5% of the meeting tomorrow is missing in betting. I hate it. I can't stand it anymore. I hate Team Winx. I hate everything about them.
And it's going to be so tempting to press the lay button.
I watched the racing awards. Like last year, we had the indiscretion of racing personality of the year being Ray Murray. It was just like how awful it was, how it didn't go to Para or Leo Lewin or someone who's a racing personality. I'll never know. But then last night for Team Winx, Waller, Bowman winning racing personality of the year. Now honestly, Huey's a nice fella and he's as laconic as they come.
Jesus Christ.
Crisp, walks around like he's ready to be a funeral director, and Winx wins every race at $1.06. Have you met three more boring fucking individuals to win racing personality of the year?
Anyway, fortunately this program's for punters, and punters don't really give a shit about Winx. They give a shit about what happens at Randwick tomorrow. Now, Glenn, if I told you that last Melbourne Cup day, ratings to win said Randwick was a 2. They then had 7 weeks off.
Yes.
There's been 21 meetings since then. And according to ratings to win, there has not been a track better than 5. 7 of those 21 tracks have been called good, but ratings to win asserts, and they're pretty good on their on how they judge the times, that there has not been a good track at Randwick. If they cannot have a good track tomorrow, who knows? Like,
wow, well, it's a swamp Randwick, isn't it? Like they've done something years ago with Freeman's team of Turn Point, and they took all the beautiful sand out and they stuck in, I don't know. Anyway,
3 metre rail tomorrow. It's sort of a fair position. It has been a left blinker at times, so it'll be interesting to see how the track plays. I'm not going in with any great expectations about how it's going to play.
Yeah, me neither, guys. I'm just, especially with the wind, we've got the surface, the configuration of a lot of races. It's just, it's a bit hold your breath.
It's a tough program.
It's a tricky program.
Yeah.
And what about the fact that because we get 5 runners in the Silver Shadow, it's got to be race 1?
What's that all about?
Like it's only got 5. That's unfortunate, but it's an exciting race.
It is an exciting race. It's one of the few races. It's one of the few races of the day that, barring a little bit Villa Carlotta, it's hard to pin any of the other 4 runners. Oh man, look at us, we're in Erskine, it's fucking -2. What's happening in my life?
So at the moment the market reads $2.40 Alizé, $3.30 Champagne Cuddles, $3.50 Formality, and $13 the other pair, One More Honey and Villa Carlotta.
If you can get even money there, One More Honey to beat Villa Carlotta, you should bet there. If they do bet horse to horse, sometimes they do, you know. Nice horse, One More Honey.
Villa Carlotta tailed up our Alizé on debut. She's the favourite.
I know, and I mentioned that she's one of my 2 horses to follow, but I'm a bit struggling there tomorrow with her tomorrow.
Okay, well, as far as the speed is concerned, Glenn could easily take this up. Formality, I had close up. Champagne Cuddles sitting off them with One More Honey and Villa Carlotta going to the back.
Just Champagne Cuddles, even the trials, good. If you notice about her, even when she's like runs as cold, as dead as, she still want to find the line.
Just young horses taking gaps is just gold, isn't it?
Gold,
and took a gap and made ground against some serious horses.
Serious horses. The trials are unbelievable. She's a talented horse. I think, oh, for God's sake! Now the phone. I can't take this anymore. Sorry, it's massive.
Right, we're building up to that show in 5 weeks' time.
Miss Bondi, can I ring you back? I'm doing a show. I love you. Bye-bye. That's Miss Bondi. She's the best Nella. She's the only joy in my life. I watched the Racing New South Wales Awards. I need help.
I don't know why you would do that to yourself. That is just sick. Anyway, scored. Getting back to this very, very complex Silver Shadow.
Yep.
You're a big Alizé fan. You declared for it at Warwick Farm. Where do you place her here?
I'm placing her here late from the yard because, as you know, there was a late blow on her because she paraded so poorly. If she can improve her behaviour and looks a little bit fitter,
look, she'd really...
she could be a moral. Yeah.
She could be a moral, eh?
Yeah. I went really hard for champagne cuddles. I still haven't made up my mind what I'm doing yet, which is either taking champagne cuddles at a little bit of extra price or stamping Alizé and Moral and taking anything in the black.
Anything in the black?
Anything in the black.
So,
I just, you know what, look, you know, what I'm worried about is Songlight. You notice Songlight on Wednesday
if you say she's black, that means you're 4-1 Formality and 4-1 Champagne Cuddles. Because that gets you to 90%. And the other two have got to both be 20s, hopes. They can't be 4-1.
Yes, I can.
You're too good, Gord.
well, look, I must say, Dicko and Bigelow Dicko, who powered home last week in Melbourne, Mounting Yard Mail.
Save the joint.
But he he tweeted about Formality thinking that she was over the odds, so I'm not sure. Formality's form's interesting. She obviously disappeared up on the speed in the slipper, and then how she didn't win
Well, she didn't win because Craig Williams didn't ride her out, and he came back with the most lame excuse of all time. And
I think that race is a little bit mythical. That was Almanzora just
it's
put
the end
to
of
the sword.
and
Sheikha just like really displaying the fact that she didn't have any talent. And then obviously Villa Carlotta's from that race. So I understand the appeal of Formality, but I think it's Champagne Cuddles v Alizé for me.
That's me as well. I just, a song like, you know, how if you looked at maybe the last sort of 30 metres and you saw Alizé put like quite a bit of distance on Songlight, but that might be because Songlight was weak.
She is. She's
a peanut.
Question mark I have.
Yeah.
You know?
well,
But then, you know, Akume came out and won reasonably well yesterday, and it was gapped by Alizé. And Alizé, Glenn, I think you said to me it's got at least 5 lengths improvement.
no, it's got more. It's got more. Good. It really is. And like I told you, I'll have to follow.
What are you expecting tomorrow then? Like
I'm expecting it to go better. I'm expecting it to improve and go better in the parade ring. I mean, but I just thought the other two were the proven class horses.
Yeah,
Well, Champagne
Alizé is about height, really, and possible ability.
2-year-old maiden beating Songlake. It's only got.
Yeah.
All you can do is look at the form. Mind you, just I've been away this week from the race game. I've had other things on, like trying to work out where to buy cheap rope.
How to live.
How live? Yeah. So I did catch a bit of Wednesday on the TV for the first time ever, and a big hello to. Is it Lizzie Jeffs or Lizzie?
Yeah.
Whoever you are, Lizzie, that does the thing, you've got a lovely little English accent and you're a pretty little thing. But when someone mentioned to you about up and rolling, prior to racing, what about the last run? Her comment was, quote, let's not look backwards. So according to Lizzie, never do form. Don't do any form. Follow her tips and Gary Harley's tips. Don't do any form. Never look backwards. Don't look back at what's happened in their past runs. Great hiring there at Sky. Got all the champions on board. Honestly, how I didn't puke all over that fucking Samsung TV of mine. Fuck, it's torture at home.
Okay.
Don't look back. Don't look back. So how do you do the form?
All right. So, Glenn, you haven't made up your mind. Is basically what you're
Well,
saying.
I'm mounting up mail there, guys. I need to look at formality. I need to look at the cuddles, and I need to see how much the bottom improves. And I'm keeping a close eye on number one because it'll be 15-1, and it's got 2 wins at the track. Blake Shin.
Good point. Good point.
What are you, mate?
I'm Champagne Cuddles.
The line chaser? Gets the job done.
Race 2, 2,400 metres. $1.55 Sayed. $6.50 Get on the Grange. $7 more Mowat. $8.50 Vassal. 18 Orvray. 21 Carat. 100 0 to 10. The only runner that's had a recent run.
Fucking hell.
2,400 metres, obviously, but the speed's gone out of this race. We saw a hot speed 2 weeks ago when Sayed had Betfairitis and looked like it should have been going the other way.
You must admit tomorrow it profiles perfectly for cardiac fibrillation.
See,
Cardiac arrhythmia.
What was it? Vaucluse Bay. There's a bit of Vaucluse Bay about it.
I'd say it tomorrow, take the 7-1 cardiac fibrillation. I'm telling you, that's what they look at it and go, oh, cardiac, here it comes.
All right, so
With
I had Orvray on the speed, more Mowat on the speed, Sayed taking box seat, and Get on the Grange, maybe looking for 1 out, 1 back. 0 to 10 with Kathy on the wild card. I mentioned the quickish backup. 10 days as opposed to the 2 weeks of the other runners, which may not seem like much, but is significant in my opinion. But anyway, Glenn, the point is...
Give us a point, right?
Well, no, this say it's had 2 runs in Sydney on Saturdays. It's won both races. It did have a break between runs last time. It cleared out the other day, but it was...
Soft track.
It was a setup. It was like everything went right.
You said this about Vaucluse Bay last week.
Everything went right. So, like, whilst it's hard to tip against this horse tomorrow, I marked it at $1.90, and I expect it to win. But, gee, you know, what did it get to the other day? $6.
Yeah, it did $6.40 on the fair, mate.
Yeah. So you know, I think that the bookie's sitting there with 117 with $1.55 on their board. I think most of the 17 is in the favourite.
Yeah, Get on the Grange finished second the other day. Got beaten 5.5 lengths. Lost about that in the run with the
B. McDougall.
The racing position, and I noticed in the form there that it corded its near hind heel, which just shows it's like breaking your fingernail. So if you're running, it probably doesn't hurt. Whether it feels it tomorrow is an interesting thing. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to heal a corded hind heel. Do you? I'm tipping 1 from 3. Couldn't possibly take the $1.55 at that sort of price. Would definitely be laying it. Don't know what to say about the race. Cheering cardiac fibrillation. I hope it. I can't even say what I wanted to say right next because everyone gets so upset with me.
Gordo, 33?
33.
Mm.
Gord 33. Fucking torture. Right, the highway. Interesting highway, guys.
Very interesting. The 2-year-old, number 14, Arrestar at $3.30. $5 My Tagger Son. $6 number 2 Last Try Wins.
You might get good Glen tomorrow. Had bad Glen last time.
And then we're at the 13 Get Up Strop, 13 Alcubana, 13 Chidana, 14 Force of Magic, 19 V8, 19 Mr. Marmalade. Karen on board there.
Bit of a forgotten horse there in the market, Mr. Marmalade.
Look, on the very quick backup, I was surprised he was that long.
Me too.
$20.
I marked him
one
10s.
is Sarre.
I marked him 10s. 14 on top for me, guys.
Well, it also looks a keen race. So what, is it just box seat, does it?
Box seat. Matthew Dunn ticks all boxes. They'll look at that run 3 starts ago behind Huilalai in town, run before behind Galar, and people that'll profile prices. They're just fucking going to back it. It's probably going to win. What price at the moment?
Hang on, it's a 2-year-old.
It's a 3-year-old, mate. And all the 3-year-olds win now. They never used to. They all do now. And who's riding it? That my mate, Ty, getting some more wages. Good on you, Ty. Good to see you earning plenty still. Rode the last winner.
Okay, but I'm saying this will be a bit of a pressure race. There's a bit of field size here, and it'll be on.
I was tipping it to win from number 2, who I didn't think TNP last start, and I thought that the horse I mentioned was over the odds was the thing $19, whatever it's called, Mr. Marmalade. God, you're a genius at these races. What are you saying?
Just explain to me what at a start, like it did nothing in shit races up in Queensland, then comes down and runs in proper Saturday stuff. That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, it seems like the perfect setup to me, but it's been up for a long time, so I won't be able to get involved at too short of prices.
But you think it'll win?
I've got it on top.
Yeah, me too.
But the 2 I'll be backing is number 1.
Get Up Strop.
Get Up Strop. If you notice, the horse No Pushover ran on Wednesday. I thought it was a very nice run.
It's just talented little horse.
And this has got a lovely setup of 13, 13, 1408. If you notice the 1408 at Sapphire Coast, it only got beating by No Pushover and was actually very strong late. So I think up to 1600 metres will really suit it. And I'm getting $13 to find out. Not a big fan of Jay Ford at the moment after Wednesday, but I'll have to cop that on the chin. And obviously, massive jockey change on number 13 and was unlucky last start. So K. O'Hara to B shin about number 13, Shadana. That's just gigantic, and I thought it was a decent run given not a lot of chance last start.
We did think K. O'Hara to MD was a massive jockey change as well, and that let us down. But I mean, it's interesting that race, that it's a bit of a feeder race. The Force of Magic, who's had a run since and has probably improved, My Tagger Son and Shadana, and of course, very strong pace in the race. My Tagger Son was somewhat flattered. Having said that, he'll get a good setup tomorrow with Bowman, won't he?
Yeah, you get a lot of it. And Bowman's a man on fire at the moment. He's just riding so well everywhere.
Yeah. I just couldn't get over the fact that
Up and Rolling was like 11 out of 10, wasn't it?
My Tagger Son is the one I'm against.
Let's not talk about Up and Rolling.
Can't even win 1600 metre races at Gundagai and Dubbo. Gunnedah.
Started with G.
Hey, that's like me. Who was I giving it to? Beaumont and Bow Desert. Hey, yeah. I've done it myself.
Yes, look, I have found a rest star. I was curious as to whether I'd looked too hard for it, but apparently not, according to the market. My Tagger Son I've mentioned is just one of those horses that Gord has outlined the case against, but the case for is PR with leading rider. And Chidana obviously speaks for itself. Race 4, a very interesting 1400 metre race, benchmark 90.
Good little race.
$4.40 the resumer coming through.
Mounting our mail for us all there, punters.
$7 more to gain, $7.50 Mogador, $8 Embley. I missed $6 Ebenos, $9 Francesco. And then we're out to 12 ins and outs, 13 Life Less Ordinary, and 21 Maracaibar. Now,
is it about time someone even mentions this about this Lee Megorian? No, is he Chris Waller's barrier trial man? Like, he's an apprentice. Don't you have some response? He's had 151 rides last year. He's had 4 winners. He's running at 2.8%.
Yeah.
Someone wanted to drag him in and say, listen, son, you can't ride, or Chris puts you on everything that needs a run, and it's not really helping your career. Because there's only 2 things that can happen. You can't ride, or Chris is just getting ready for later for Huey to go on. And is Chris doing the right thing by Lee, even though he's racing personality of the year?
Oh, like, you can't believe, I've done some form on some races and found obviously the top weight, loved the trials. First up, Chris Waller thought this thing's immoral.
Lee Megorian, barrier trial.
Cross it, pin it.
But is someone going to say something to Mr. and Mrs. Megorian when they're worried about their young child Lee, who's just getting absolutely tarred with the brush here? I'll say it. Fucking, what are you doing? He's a young man with a career ahead of him. He's had 151 rides for 4 winners.
yeah, so he gets put on all the 50s chances.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's just like, but like, can we get? He claims 3 kilos.
Well, if he's on the 50s chances, he's providing a profit on turnover.
Can Chris stop worrying about his career? Can Chris stop worrying about his career? And maybe he's probably a likeable lad who works hard.
This has gone on for time immemorial. The stable apprentice is on the horse when it's not ready. That's what happens.
Except Ron Quinn.
But can someone ask the question, is it right? I'm asking it.
All right, so like, write in.
Yeah.
Write in your thoughts.
Give us Chris, you're his boss, write into us. Tell us what you think about how he's had 151 rides for 4 wins. Write into us. Do you think he's a spastic, or do you think you just like are using him up? I'm tipping the second, even though you're racing personality of the year.
Right,
the game's mental, man.
The builders.
Whatever that means.
Who goes to front?
Ins and outs.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Now, Petrosian could be ridden forward tomorrow because he/she, Rachel Murray, is up in distance. And obviously went forward at the 1300, 3 runs back. Coming through, Possie's up. And who's next, I don't know.
It's a lovely horse here. The fact that Walker's trialled, he's stuck with it. It's had the 2 good trials. It's the best horse in the race coming through. I think $4 is a bit of a luxury, guys.
All right, Gord, talk to us about the trials.
I wasn't a big fan of the trials.
Oh, it wasn't too
First
bad.
one was all right, second one not so good.
And you know, Waller horses, when they push them out, you want to see more. But I noticed that it did the same before last preparation, so I'm going to be neutral on it.
Okay, what about the fact that we've got like a 2-to-1 chance in Mogador, Embley and More to Gain that are coming out of the stinkiest race we've ever seen?
Well, they're all just pen jobs. You can't back them off that run. And that there's plenty of juice in that. So you've got to look, that's why.
So then we've got Ebenos, who has had 2 11s, like a flashing finish in a fast run 11 straight to 14.
I think the 14 suits this horse. I'm a bit of a fan of both Kolovos horses here. I was tipping 2, 10, 9, so I'm a bit of a Kolovos man here. He'll be looking for the Quinella tomorrow, he needs the money.
The only horse I could back is Coming Through, but I haven't decided whether I will or not.
Maracaibar did do something racing in another funny looking race, King Darcy's race. I know it's
such a steady race, isn't it? I mean, you know, Maracaibar's run and Francesco's run weren't that different.
Okay, so you're saying that's stinky. You got 3 out of the poxy races. You don't like this. Doesn't number 2 just win then?
Sherlock Holmes points to number 2.
Sherlock Holmes.
And question mark,
especially as he got put to the sword in that Rosal Guineas. You know, like that's a fantastic springboard to come back here and do something. Like he's coming off a Melbourne run last.
That's Manning Mail. I'm going to back it if it goes off. If it looks like good, I'll lay it, get back in.
That last trial, I'd rather see it not ridden out and come get beaten by 15 lengths. You know.
Well,
otherwise if I'd have seen more on the trial, I would have made him a better today.
Do you know if it had 75 kilos on it in the trial?
No.
Did it have a working saddle? Did he have the right shoes on it? What did we know? We don't know anything.
But I know the history of Waller trialers.
Yeah, we know Wallace put Lee McCoy in on number 1, so there's a pen job there. Everywhere's a pen job in the race, and Elizabeth's coming through. What do you think, Mark? Number 2?
Mark number 2, 5 to 4.
Fuck!
Shit.
I fucking just said $4 is great odds, blah, blah, blah. You got me all fucking
Well, that's
misty
it.
and thing, and then you got 5 to 4 next to it. It's a fucking moral.
Well, I was looking for a push from, you know,
There you are.
a sharp
He's
operator,
5 to
and
4.
I've got 2, so now I'm definitely backing it.
Is that enough form for you?
Well, because
Ding,
I
ding,
had
stamp.
that question mark, but if you talk to people who are sharp and they
But there's nowhere else to
they
go in the
can
race.
overcome
Oh,
that
no, look, the
question mark.
Sherlock Holmes method is not necessarily.
So I brought the
a
Sherlock
good way
Holmes
to-
thing in for the stewards, not for us.
I don't think you should back a horse just because
It's the last man standing.
yeah.
But even Francesco, who is flying, it's coming out of the poopy-looking King Darcy race.
So shall we call a hold on this, given we've got one non-race in the last half? Or
That's a good idea. We're going for a break now because we're not going to talk about winks. Fucking winks.
we're back with part 2, races 5 to 9.
So last night, guess who on the New South Wales?
Am I calling a hold here?
Yeah.